I want to thank my husband, Dr. Osei Kranting, for being here with me and for always being very supportive. I am happy to be here. I love everything about women, and I'm so happy when a church like this or an organization like this takes time to empower women and to show women things that can make our lives better. I'm very, very happy and I commend you highly. I love all the men in my life. I always tell them that I don't want to live in a world without men. Our men are amazing. Let's give them a round of applause. Men are amazing, and I'm privileged to have amazing men in my life in different aspects. But I still am so happy that I'm a woman. Yes. I can't be anything else but a woman, and I salute all the women here this morning for the many, many different roles you play. We hold the world and our families together, and we are in a unique position to shape society. And that is why it is so important that you are well. You take care of everybody else. So you need to take care of yourself. Because the day you drop dead, God forbid, life goes on. And who takes care of your children? There are some things that people will quickly move on and do. But there are some things that only you can do. And when you are not there, it will not be well. And so you need to live long. Whatever purpose God has given you, you need to live long enough to see it to the end. I have children. I want to see my children grow. I want to be a grandmother. I want to nurture my own grandchildren. These are things that nobody will do it as well for you as yourself. And so in all that you are doing, remember to take care of you first. And don't let anybody make you feel guilty for taking care of you and choosing you first. Because when you live long, it will be to the benefit of everybody. We would come to mental health. This is the last part on my slide. I'm so passionate about it, but because I'm a doctor, we are going to start with health issues, and then we would gradually end with the mental health issues. Menstrual disorders, and we'll come to menopause. I know there is a wide range. So we have those who are still menstruating, and then those who have reached menopause, and then we have those who are around menopause, what we call perimenopause. Everybody will get a share of what matters to them. So menstrual disorders, God created us as women, and one of the very important things about us, the men, listen, so that you can help your wives when the things are going wrong. Every month you have your flow. For a lot of women, it is between 4 to 7 days, okay? And then everything is over. Then you have your normal life back then after 1 month. But sometimes there are a few problems, and you need to be aware of them. In some women, during their period, they have pain. When you have pain during your period, for a lot of people, it is a normal thing. There's nothing wrong. But if it is really bad, you need to have a scan and be sure that everything is okay. Once you do the scan and everything is fine, you don't need to worry about it. When the period comes, you take a lot of water, and then you also take some pain relief to help you with the pain. In some women, when it is getting close to their period, they change, they become moody, they have tenderness of their breast. Sometimes their feet will swell. They become a bit more irritable. They become a bit more emotional. So if you are a man living with a woman, you have to watch it. There are certain times in the cycle, it is part of a woman's cycle. So when she's close to her period and she's acting that way, just know that, you see, the Bible says that dwell with us according to knowledge. When you know these things and your wife is being some way, you know that it is only physiological. And these things I'm describing describing, they become even worse when a woman is pregnant. Pregnant women have a lot of hormones in their system. They are difficult to live with. One moment they are sad, the next moment they are happy. You don't know what next you say that will trigger them, and you have to walk around them like you are walking on eggshells. It's all because of hormonal changes. So when we are going through those cycles, please be patient with us. Hallelujah. Sometimes the bleeding can be very heavy or it can be very long. So anything above 7 days is too long. You should seek help. And if it is so heavy that when you put a pad there, within 1 hour, the pad is full, it is too heavy. If you are bleeding with a lot of clots, it is too heavy. See your doctor. Let us take a look and see if there is anything happening that we need to look at for you. For some women, they may have irregular periods. When we say irregular periods, most women should have their periods between 21 to 35 days. Your cycle from one period to the next should be between 21 to 35 days. So if it is shorter or longer than that, it is not good. There is something wrong. We need to take a look. So if your period is like that, please let us see you and then find out what may be going on. You should have your period every month. Once in a while, you may miss a period. The commonest cause is pregnancy. But if you are not pregnant and you miss your period, you can just wait to see. We get concerned when you miss your period for 3 months. So if your period is not coming for 3 months and you are not pregnant, please let us see you. Unless, of course, you are somebody who is close to menopause, and we'll talk about that when I get there. Okay, for some people, it's not your period and then you are bleeding in the middle of the period. That is also not good. When you find that, please come close to us. Let's take a look and see if everything is okay. So I'll leave menses and menstrual health here. If you have questions, you can keep them. When we come to the end, you can ask your questions. Is that a good idea? Thank you very much. I know that there are people in their reproductive ages here, probably a few pregnant women. And so I'll talk briefly about antenatal care. Luckily for us, we are in Accra. So most people in Accra know that they need to go for antenatal when they are pregnant. And it is important for a lot of reasons. When you are pregnant, you are at risk for a lot of things. Hypertension, diabetes, the baby not growing well. So many things can go wrong. And so each time you go to the antenatal clinic, they do a lot of things. You think it's not just for fun. They will check your sugar, they will check your blood pressure, they will feel for the baby, they will ask you to go and do a scan. All these things are to make sure that the mother and the baby are okay. So it is important that you go for antenatal. Sometimes you need important immunizations like tetanus. Okay, there are some women who, because of their blood group, they may need to have special injections so that they don't lose their babies. But you wouldn't know. They will check your blood group. If you are O negative, for example, and your husband is positive, you need to be given certain immunizations or you lose the baby. Sometimes even before the baby is born. So it is really, really important that you take your antenatal seriously. Unfortunately, some people are noted to have things like HIV and other infections during pregnancy. Then they can manage you well to protect your baby. So it is really, really important. And it is important because then your doctor decides what kind of delivery is safe for you. I'll never forget, as a young doctor, when I was working at Ridge, I had a woman who came in labor, and I don't know, for some reason, she wasn't going for antenatal. And when it was time for her to push, we had noticed that it was a breech. Breech means that the buttocks is the one coming. Now, any woman who is breech, we don't let them deliver, we do cesarean. But she wasn't coming, so we didn't know, and she came in labor. And so we put her on the bed and we said, okay, now it's almost time for you to deliver. So we'll attend vaginal delivery. But don't push until we tell you to push. And this woman kept calling, I feel like pushing. And I'm like, you are not 10 cm, don't push. And guess what? She forced and pushed. And unfortunately for her, the buttocks is soft. So it was able to come. Everything came until the neck. And that baby's head got stuck. because she wasn't dilated enough for the baby to come. And unfortunately, we lost that baby. It was one of the most traumatic experiences for me. So what is menopause? So just like the way as a young woman you start your menses, the Bible says that everything that has a beginning has an end. So there comes a time in your life when the eggs in your ovaries are exhausted. Then the hormones that make you a woman starts to drop. And at that point, gradually you will stop menstruating. And before you stop menstruating, it's not like a one-day thing. Today you are menstruating, tomorrow you have stopped. It's a gradual process. We will tell you that you have reached menopause if you stay for a whole year without having menses. But before you get to menopause, there's a period. It varies for women. Some women, it lasts 1 year. Some women, it lasts 2 years. But it can go up to like 5 years, where your period is irregular. This month it will come, next month it will not come. So you have that irregular period till one day for a whole year, it will not come. Then when you hit that point, we say that you have reached menopause. And so when I was talking about missing your period, I mentioned that when you are getting close to menopause, it is normal for you to have irregular period because it's about to stop. So that is how it stops. So don't get alarmed when you are there. Menopause, there's no fixed age, but in Ghana, the average age for menopause is around 49 years. If you want to know the time when you would have menopause, you can speak to your mother or an auntie, your mother's sister. Ask them what age they had menopause. In some families, they don't stop menstruating till they are like 55 years. In some other families, by 45, they start having their menopause. So it's different for different families, okay? Menopause is natural, but for some people, because of surgery, for example, you've had fibroids, they've taken your womb out, you stop menstruating. So it is another kind of menopause, but not the natural menopause. Some people have had problems with their ovaries, so you have to take them out. That one too is a kind of menopause. But the main thing is that when they did the surgery, did they take your ovaries out or not? Because those who have fibroid surgery, they will take the womb, but they will leave the ovary. So that's when you will not be menstruating, but the signs of menopause that I'm going to talk about, you will not feel it. The signs of menopause come because your ovaries are not working anymore. Okay, so we'll talk about the signs. One of the things, please, the next slide, okay. One of the things that a lot of women experience is hot flashes and night sweats. So you are there, no, then it feels like they've poured hot water over you. You want to take off your clothes, you are looking for a fan to fan yourself, and it happens unexpectedly. It can happen at anywhere, anytime. And in the night, you wake up sweating. Sometimes you wake up drenched, and it can make sleeping very difficult. So if you have a bit of money, put air conditioning in your room. Then you put the air conditioner on a cool kakra. So the men, if your wife is going through menopause and she's having hot flashes, please put an AC in the bedroom for her, okay? Yes, I think it is a good idea. Sometimes in that period, you have difficulty sleeping. You go to bed, you are not able to fall asleep. Other times, you have, I've mentioned the changes in your cycle. Before you get to the menopause, it becomes irregular. Sometimes there's a lot of emotional changes. They become very moody, very irritable. Things that normally they will not be angry about. Kakra now mami buefu. Mood swings. Sometimes they become depressed. You are talking to them, they will not mind you. Some women become very anxious for nothing. And in some people, it is so bad that they even feel like she's having a mental problem. And sometimes the women need to see clinical psychologists for counseling because it is a very difficult time for some women. The changes in their body, they don't understand. But you need to know these things so that when they start happening to you, you know that it is only because of the menopause. And I've had a lot of women come to do scan or labs, and I realized that the things they are complaining about is not a sickness. It's just menopause. But because maybe their doctors have not taken the time time to speak with them. They just send them, okay, go and do a scan and come, go and do it. Then they are going from hospital to hospital. Then I realized that it's only menopause. So once I take them through the signs and symptoms, they know that, oh, then they go home and they are happy. And so sometimes it can look like it is sickness, but it is only you going through a phase in your life. One thing that concerns the men a lot, during menopause, a lot of women's libido dip. Some people, their own go very high and the men are very happy. But there are some people too, the libido comes down. And it is because when the hormone levels are low, they are not able to produce the natural lubricant during sex. You have natural lubricants that your body produces to make the vagina elastic. And because there's a lot of dryness, sex is painful for them. And that is why they don't like the sex. So please, we have something called KY jelly, or artificial lubricant. You can buy it from the pharmacy. When you are at that place and lubrication is low for you, your vagina feels dry and sex is difficult, just walk to the pharmacy, make your face straight, and ask them that you want to buy KY jelly. There are different sizes. Olonka womu, margarine womu, the small sachet. So depending on your demand. You see, the men, sex is so important to them. And so anything you can do to give your husband adequate and good sex, do it. Even if he doesn't give you money, use your money to buy the KY jelly. You will find another way to collect your money back. And yeah. Sometimes it's not just the vagina that is dry, but your skin, your eyes, and even your mouth feels a bit more dry. And so you need to take extra care. Fine. It doesn't have to be expensive, but lubricate your skin well so that all the time you are glowing. Your husband, you are his only wife. Oh. He can't go anywhere. So all the time, specky body, whether menopause or not, make sure that it is glowing. Make sure it is glowing. And sometimes your hair becomes dry as well during menopause. So if you think that sometimes the hair can become very thin at menopause. When you are combing, then it is falling off. So when your hair feels very light and you don't like the way it is feeling, you can do short hair like the way I've done. If you like, you can put our boy inside. Like, there are a lot of things that you can do. Nothing should be a limitation for you. And old age is a society. If you like, then you join it. Me, I have decided I won't be part of that society, no matter how old I get. I think it is a good advice, so you can take it. Sometimes your heart will be beating very fast when you are going through menopause. It is all part of the menopause. Some women get headaches. And some people may gain weight during menopause. It's all part of the physiological process. It is not a sickness, so there really is no medication for it, but we manage it. So you manage your diet and your lifestyle. So sometimes some people notice that there are triggers, for the hot flashes. So now Ghana is hot. So like I said, make sure that your bedroom is cool. And if you are going out, you can wear clothes such that when the hot flash comes, you can take some off and still not expose yourself, So dress in layers, and when the hot flashes come, you can take some of it off. If you are overweight, then you try and do exercise to shed some weight. And sometimes it is good to join support groups. As women, normally you have friends, and when you are of the same age, you are going through similar things. So you talk about it. This person will tell you, support groups are very important. So have friends. So if you don't have friends here, you are not helping yourself. Every stage of your life, you need to have a group of friends with common interests. When you are in the age where you are having children, you call your friend, so your support group as women is very important. If you are here and you are living like an island, you are not helping yourself. Make friends. And church like this is one of the places where you can form friendships. And so don't just come to church close, you and your husband, your children, then you park yourself in the car, then you are going home. No. It is a good place to form relationships and friendships that will last a lifetime. So make good use of it. Family planning. Why do we need to plan our family? Ghana is hard. I don't think it's only Ghana that is hard. And so you need to manage how many children you have and the spacing between them. But more importantly, for your health as a woman, sometimes when you have the babies too quickly, it has health implications. There are other people who have money, but because of certain conditions that you have, when you get pregnant, you are pushing yourself towards the grave. And so the doctor will tell you that because of this condition, I think the two is okay. You have the money, but your health. And like we said, you need to safeguard your health with everything you have got. Listen, your health is the one thing that it is never too expensive to pay a price for your health. And every price that you need to pay to make sure that you are well, you should pay that price. Your health and your peace of mind, those two things, there's never a price that is too high to pay for those two things. So it is very important to plan your family. There are different family plans, plenty. No matter who you are, the kind of lifestyle, the kind of husband you have, there is a family planning that is good for you. Some of the men, when the women, where are you? They will say, go and change it, wear something else. There are all kinds of options, and most of the family planning clinics, they have been trained very well. They will talk with you, they will give you the options. The men, if you like complaining about their home, when the woman is going, you can go with her and go and look at the options with her together and choose together. And by the way, there's family planning for men. It is called vasectomy. So if you don't want your wife to wear the homa, then to be cutting your penis, do vasectomy. Not a fienjo. That one is also there. Please, how much time do I have? On mental health. Mental health, and the main thing that threatens our mental health as women is stress. And stress comes in many different forms. Stress, depression, and closely tied to stress is your emotional well-being. Stress is a normal reaction to everybody gets stressed. And when we talk about stress, it is this feeling of unease that comes with a situation. And so, for example, I'm going to write exams. I'm anxious about the exam, so I feel a bit of stress. But immediately I sit down and I see the questions and I'm like, oh, wait there, Messiah. Then you calm down. So stress is a normal part of life. When you undergo stress, it prepares your body to fight or to run away when you are in a bad situation. And stress is supposed to be for a short time. So anytime you are undergoing stress that lasts for a long time, it is not good, and that is what affects you as a woman. One of the areas of stress is your relationship. It can be with your spouse or relationship with other people. It can be from work. It can be from taking care of somebody who is sick for a long time. It can be from a kind of problem in your life that is not going away. For example, maybe you don't have children, you are fighting with infertility, and for years you have tried everything and it is not going away. That is a form of chronic stress. Sometimes your very own self, you have an ailment that is affecting your life, and that becomes a source of stress for you. And stress can cause a lot of damage. There are a lot of research that have proven that women, some of the cancers that affect us, like breast cancer, is related to stress. Okay, so it is very important. We'll talk about how to, because you want to live long, so you don't want anything. Why do you want cancer to kill you? Anything that can precipitate cancer should be taken out of your life, including stress. Because we want to live long and see our children great. We want to be there when they are graduating from the university. We want to be there when they are brought to the altar to get married. Nobody should represent you. Nobody. You should be there. And anytime I think about my mother, that I lost her so early. And I know my mother died because she was facing constant stress. Stress from all kinds of situations. And I told myself that stress will not kill me. I will live long. Anything that causes me stress, I will run away from it. Because there are some things that God has placed in you. Only you can do those things. There's no Rosamond or Granting anywhere else in this world but me. You sitting there, there's nobody like you. What God has placed inside of you and the purpose He has given, nobody can do it. So you can't cut God's purpose short. So sometimes when you are stressed, you start becoming anxious or you start getting depressed. And when you are depressed, it is characterized by a long period of sadness. You know, we all feel sad every once in a while for whatever reason, but it shouldn't last long. When you are feeling sad and it's for a long period, you don't feel like doing anything. The things that you normally enjoy, you don't want to enjoy them. You just want to be in your room. Even when people call you don't want to pick the call. You are feeling hopeless. You are feeling overwhelmed. That is a sign that there's too much stress and you are probably heading towards depression. And when you are constantly stressed, I remember there was a time in my life when I was so stressed that I was always like 1 second away from losing my temper. When you are consistently stressed, the things that would happen that you should have managed very easily, because you are so stressed, it escalates. And that affects your relationship with the people around you. It will affect your relationship with your spouse. It will affect your relationship with the people at work. They have not done anything to you, but because you are under constant stress, living with you and working with you becomes difficult. And when people see you coming, no, be scatter. Yes, they don't want to encounter you because you are rubbing your stress on them. So it is not a good place to be. And when that happens, there's conflict around you. Everybody has issues with you because you are not patient enough. The things that normally, when you are in your normal state, you have the clarity to think through and to solve the problem. Because you are so stressed, you jump to conclusions, you don't think clearly, and you are not your best self. So chronic stress, dear. And when stress goes on for a long time, it can even affect you physically. It can affect you physically. I remember once again, one time when I was in a very stressful period in my life, when I go to bed and I'm lying in bed, I can feel my heart beating. Boom. I feel every beat of my heart, and I'll lay in bed the whole night and I will not sleep for days. So it's not like one day, days on end. And I started to feel that there was something wrong physically with me. So at that point, I had a BP monitor, but I wasn't using it. I put it by my bedside and I started to measure it. And I realized that my blood pressure had gone up. When you go through stress, your blood pressure goes up. And if that stress is not taken away, your blood pressure remains up and you are labeled hypertensive. You may become hypertensive later in life, but because of the stresses that you are going through, instead of being hypertensive at 60 or 65, at 40, you have hypertension. And you would have to live with the management and the side effects of hypertension for many more years. It is not a good thing. Sometimes you become forgetful. Your judgment is poor. Even when you are very stressed, the way you drive is different. You are a bit more reckless. Your judgment is a bit more some way, and you become a danger to yourself and to other people on the road. Yeah, so we'll go to stress management. How do you manage stress? One of the very important keys is to prioritize self-care. You need to put taking care of yourself first on the list. Yesterday, I had a funeral somewhere in the central region. One of my sisters-in-law, she had lost her auntie, and I love my sister-in-law so much, and I was so particular about attending that funeral yesterday. But a few days before the funeral, my doctors told me that, look, you are not in a position to travel that far, so don't go. And although I really wanted to go to the funeral, I thought about my health first. And I decided that then I was going to stay home the whole of yesterday and rest. And send the money that I was going to use for the fuel, send it as additional and somewhat to them. Look, it's not every funeral that you have to attend. It is not every funeral that you have to attend. It is not every wedding. It is not every part. Like, were you the one who killed the person? No. And so you have to look at your life at this point. I think that it is good that I rest. Nobody will prioritize you but you. Nobody you. Sometimes, forgive me, our husbands, they love us, but sometimes they will not even prioritize you. You, it is your job to prioritize you. And so when you are tired, take a break and rest. The world will not come to an end. Your house will not burn. Life will go on. So when you are tired, my sister, take a break and rest. That language, I'm now learning that language. When I met my husband in the beginning, he looked at the way I was working. He said, you are working 24/7. How can you operate like that? You can't do that. And one of the first changes he brought to my life was that he told me to cut down on my working hours. And so I decided that weekends I wasn't going to work. I'll let other people work and pay them. And I think it is one of the best decisions that I took. Now I can rest more. And yeah, so Dr. Sarah Cranton, thank you. I can rest more and I have time to do things like this, which I enjoy doing, talking to other people. You need to identify the things that stress you. Everybody, there are different things that stress you. So take some time, think about your life. And then, mommy stress. And anything that gives you stress that you can take out of your life, my sister, take it out of your life. There are some relationships you are keeping, some friendships that is giving you unnecessary stress. You've gone to join some friends and they have a certain lifestyle. You want to match up to the lifestyle. Baby, anyone in a share crowd, no in your share. You want to match up, be like the Joneses, so you are working more than you should, you are in debt, and people are calling you a bibonyomo. Why? What is giving you stress in your life? My sister, cut it off. I said there are two things that you can never pay for: your health and your peace of mind. Don't let anybody sacrifice your peace of mind for anything. And as women, our stress level is higher than the men. You see, all the women sitting, I'm sure your blood pressure is higher than the men. Because as women, the kind of work we do, sometimes I wake up on a weekend, early morning, I'll get up, I'm going to make breakfast for the kids and my husband. Then by the time I finish breakfast and I come up to the room, he's still lying in bed. Wada. Then I'll serve his breakfast. Then like, I need to go and prepare for lunch. It's Saturday, the baby fufu. Then you go back to the kitchen. You are going to make a banquine or cutting quine. Maybe there's some laundry to do. So many things to do. And your husband is just there. Maybe he's on Facebook or he's reading some book that you cry. You want to read for like 2 months. You've not read. And so as women, per our nature and our role in society, our stress levels are higher. And so you need to make a conscious effort. That is why women are dying younger than men. Because your stress level is 2 or 3 times. Obviously, you see, the men, some of the women are giving you stress in your marriage because they are under too much stress. So if you want less stress in your marriage, help the woman to declutter her life. Look at your woman. What is stressing this woman up? If your wife is okay, you will be okay. If your wife is okay, you will be okay. So find the house help and pay the person to do what she's doing, so that on Saturday she can sit with you and cross her legs and chat with you. Then in the night she can give you good styles. Not when she's tired, she will give you missionary. No, I am missionary. But if you want her to be proactive and be the one asking for the sex and be doing cowgirl, I hope the people in this church, they have sex. Sorry, maybe I'm talking to the wrong congregation. But if you want the best for your wife, you want to enjoy her well, help her to distress. Because when she is stressed, she will not even be aroused. So find a way to help your wife to reduce her stress level. Like the way my husband said, you need to cut down on your work so that you can rest. Look at your wife's life. This is what I'm talking to the men. What can you do to help her? And help her. The women, you are doing a lot of things. You are a wife, you are a mother, you have a career, you are a daughter, your father is sick, you are auntie to somebody. You are carrying so many hats as one person. And you are taking care of, there was a time in my life I was taking care of everybody else but me. It took me to get to that point where I nearly broke, to realize that there's only one of me. And I need to keep me well for everybody else. And I started to choose me. The best thing you can do for yourself is to choose you and to prioritize your health. There isn't a lot of fairness in this world. So most of the fairness you would enjoy is the one that you give to yourself. Nobody else will give it to you. So take what you can get. Don't wait to be given. If you are waiting for your husband to give you a vacation, he won't do. So if you feel like you need a weekend off, honey, I think that the last week in February, I want to take a weekend off. I'm sure you and the children, you'll be okay. If you need 5,000, you ask him nicely. If he can't give you, that is why as women, we need to work. If you are a woman and you are not doing anything and you are depending on your husband for everything, it is not a good place to be. Because then you can't take control of your life. If he doesn't give you transport, you can't leave your house. How can he solve your stress for you? Because he cries, he's stressed because you are letting him do everything. His stress level is high, so how can he now come and help you take care of your stress level? So find something to do, make money, help your husband to alleviate the stress, the financial stress. One of the major stresses is money. So learn how to make money. Nothing is too small. Start from somewhere. And God has designed the universe such that whatever you start, when you are doing it well, it will grow. It will definitely grow, even if it is selling pure water. The next time you have a depot, the next time you have a whole track and you are distributing bottled water all across Accra. What is it that you are not? Start something. And there's something amazing about being fulfilled in your job. The solutions you bring to people and the money, I don't know about you, but me, money is one of my best stress relievers. She said, my stress said they me who sick up and me what on me. Try it and see. Try it and see. And so I like to work hard because the reward I get from working hard, it reduces my stress. And things that I normally would have stressed over and worried over and prayed and fasted over, when you have money, it's not everything you pray and fast for. Oh, it's not everything you pray and fast for. Let's leave the bigger problems for prayer and fasting. Yes. How do you manage your stress? I've mentioned a few. Your lifestyle, you need to eat well. You need to eat well. A lot of the time out there, the food being sold is not healthy. If you must eat outside, be very selective about the places where you eat. Now, one of the things I have noticed, now when I'm driving, I see a lot of fruit shops. There are a lot of fruits in Ghana, fresh fruits. So eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. It is good for you. Let your fruits and vegetables be more every day. Don't go a day without eating fruits and vegetables. If you don't like orange, apple, if you don't like apple, pineapple is there. They have monkey apple, they have alasa, they have yoyi, all kinds of fruits on the market. And make some for your husband. The men, they don't like fruits, but it's good for them. So when you give them the food, then you add small fruit. If you know that your husband doesn't like fruit, you give him the fruit first. When he finishes the fruit, before you give him the food, it's a good way to do it. It's very important. You need to sleep well. Sleep is one of the ways to manage stress. Sleep well. Anything that is stealing your sleep, fight it. Sometimes, even if it is work, some of you, social media, you are in bed instead of sleeping early so that you can wake up early and pray for your husband and children. You are on Facebook and take the whole night, 2 hours, 3 hours. You deprive yourself of sweet sleep. Me, sleep is my favorite place in the world, though. Unfortunately, I don't get enough time to visit that place, but sleep is good. So if you can afford to sleep well, 7 hours in the night. If you get a chance during the day, some of you, by virtue of your work, you can work harder, then you take 1 hour break, take a nap, and then you continue. It is very good for you. Social connection and support. And one of the good things about Ghana is that we are very religious. We go to church a lot. And so even if you don't have family, even if you don't have friends, you have a family at church. You cannot be in church and be a lone ranger. There are all kinds of groups. You can join choir, you can join media, and when you join these groups, there's no option than to become like a family. And you are a support system. When you have a problem, there's somebody there to help you. There are times when I need help. Maybe something has happened and I have to travel out of the country. I know I can call on a friend to watch over my children for a day or two. So if you don't have a support system and your husband starts misbehaving, who are you going to? Sometimes you don't need to even tell the person what is happening, but somebody to help you through the difficult time. Everybody needs a support system. If you don't have one, find one. Find one. There are beautiful people all around you. Manage your time well. You need to prioritize the things that are important. And even if it is important, must you be the one doing it? I'm guilty myself. Yesterday I was washing dishes. My husband said, but this one, your son can do it. I said, oh, he won't do it well, so I want to do. There are things we do that we don't need to do ourselves. So if there's anything that somebody else can do, let the person do it and rest. You need to set boundaries. I've mentioned that before. Anything that is disturbing you, you have to set boundaries. You can't come this close. This is my time. I have decided that I need 7 hours of sleep. So Nigerian movie, I yet the set day, I bought 10. Set boundaries for yourself. Tell yourself that this can come only this far. This can go only this far. Everything goes, and you find yourself just going with the tide. Or be say, oh, menye bi wasonyani, oh, yanko. or then you are looking for money to buy clothes. You've left your 3 children. This person that has died, you don't know them from anywhere. But you are going to Sunyane for funeral weekend. And you are going to work on Monday. And you have left your husband and 3 children. Now, you thank God that they haven't burnt the house down. You know, as women, sometimes you leave your house for one day. When you come back, you can't even recognize the house. So set boundaries. You need to learn some relaxation techniques. Okay, there's something called meditation. My husband has introduced me to it. I'm learning how to do it. Meditation is so important. Mindfulness, you need to keep your mind in the present, to be conscious about the things that is going through your mind. Sometimes you can do deep breathing. It works a lot. The first time I tried it, I slept like a baby for months. I hadn't slept. You just lay down in bed, you take very deep breath, then you exhale slowly. Do it for like 6 times. Very intentional and deliberate. See how you sleep that day. Deep breathing exercises. Sometimes you can do what we call journaling. Get a book and a pen. Every day at the close of the day, just sit down, think about all the good things that happened in the day, the things you are grateful for, and write them down. Keep a gratitude journal. The more you think about the good things in your life, the happier you become. If you don't have a hobby, find one. My hobby is sleeping, although I don't get to do it often. Find a hobby, something you really enjoy doing. One of the things I enjoy doing is like gardening. I have a few flowers in my house. I planted all of them myself. When I have time and I'm weeding through it, watering, I feel so much joy. Sometimes when I take walks early in the morning, nobody is there, it's just me and a few cars on the road, just so that your mind is free. Find a few things that you enjoy and indulge in them. Once in a while, take a break. Buy a bottle of wine, even if your husband will not buy. Don't wait for him. Buy a bottle of wine, open it, pop the champagne, drink it, tell yourself that, girl, I am doing well. Learn to love and appreciate yourself. If anybody loves and appreciates you, it is only an extra. But obebano, what do hodada? And it will go a long way to help you. Choose you first. Treat you like royalty. Treat you like royalty. Any kind of royal treatment that will give to somebody that you have not given to yourself, then you have not done well. You should treat people the way, if you are treating your husband like a king, make sure that you are treating yourself like a queen. Put you first. And if you do these things, plus a few things that the wisdom of God will teach you, I'm sure we'll live a very long time. And will become fulfilled women. And you will sit down when you are 80 and you are 90, and you watch your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren, and you would see that you have lived well. God bless all of us. Thank you so much. Thank you.
God bless all of us.
Thank you.
And thank God you. Bless our lady, Dr. Osei Granting. This is beautiful. She's touched on some gems that we as Ethereans, we are already having and practicing and promoting. Isn't that what we do? She's home, isn't it? She's one of us, isn't it? We embrace her, isn't it? We planted her here, isn't it? And we are rolling with her for good. Give it up for her, Dr. Osei Granting.
Thank you so much. We thank God.
Grateful.
There's time for questions and answers. Please, there is no silly question. Ask any question you feel like asking. And there are lots of learned men and women of God here, not just me. So ask your question and we'll do well to answer it for you. Don't be shy, okay? You can ask for somebody if it's not yourself. Yeah.
Are you the speaker for next week? Don't we want her for next week? All the time. So this is Women's Month, isn't it? So she can come again. Hey, this woman is great. But you see, you said women, you go through stress more than men. Isn't it because of this popular teaching, Berryman? So men, we bottle our feelings. So you don't really get to know what we are going through. The skin is very tough, but we are sweating underneath. So, and statistically, is it so that more women die than men? I thought it was the opposite. If you can guide me.
So when it comes to the death of men, a lot of men's deaths are related to accidents and dangers with work. They're going out to work or to look for work. But when it comes to things like stress and everyday living, more women die from the stresses of everyday life than men do. Yeah. But our men, they do a lot for us, and some men go through a lot, just that they don't say it. So one of the things we can do as women is to encourage our men and to validate them. When they do well, let us tell them that they are doing well. A lot of men don't hear that enough from us. All they hear is give. Every once in a while, instead of asking, thank them and validate them. Let them know that they are doing a good job. It's important.
Yeah. Hello. I just want to ask a question. Is talking too much, it's about menopause. Talking too much part of the menopause, because I have some menopausal friends, and they drive me mad. God bless you.
In fact, it is part of the symptoms of menopause. A lot of women talk a lot. Women, we talk a lot already. But when we are at that junction, it becomes a different thing. So some men even run away. They leave the women. It's part of it. Yeah.
God bless you. Doc, you talked about family planning, okay, and that there are various options. But research has also shown that some kind of family planning precipitates menopause. Can you share a bit of light on that?
Okay, so not necessarily. Some of the hormonal family planning, some of them, when you do them, you stop menstruating. In fact, I have a lot of patients coming in and complaining that since they started the family planning, they are not menstruating and they are so worried about it. I'm like, how are you worried? The pad is so expensive, so if the period is not coming, is it not like a good news? You see, it is not an illness. For most of these hormonal contraceptives, when you stop them, the period will come back. It is not permanent. When you stop the family planning, the period will come back. It varies as to how quickly it will come back. For some women, the next month the period will come. Other people is 6 months. Other people, it can go like 1 year before the period comes. But it is because of the hormones that you have introduced into the system. So if you are doing hormonal contraception and you want to have a child, you need to stop early, because it takes a longer time for the hormone to leave your system and for your ovaries to start working normally again. And then, but apart from the hormonals, most of the other ones, your period will still come until you reach menopause.
Okay, this question. One of the contraceptives you recommended for men, probably the only one available, is vasectomy. And men are usually afraid that doing that, it means it will cut off libido. What do you say to that?
Well, it is a very realistic fear for a lot of men, but there is no merit in it. It doesn't affect libido. But surprisingly, when the couple come to the clinic and you recommend vasectomy for the men, the woman will say, no, you're the vasectomy, no, BTL. It is the women who don't want the men. Just There is no proof that it would affect libido or potency, but because of the fear of the unknown, if there are other options, people want to opt for the other options. But truly, vasectomy does not affect libido or potency.
God bless you. My name is Emmanuel.
Hello, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel Dubate. I want to go in the area of helping our wife at home. We have to address it well, because there is a question mark over there. Why am I saying that? When we address it like that, for example, we make some of our ladies at home laziness.
Make them lazy.
Exactly. Excuse me to say that word, because they know that men have to help them at home. Whatever you're supposed to do as a woman, she won't do it as a woman. In the sense that in my field, the work I do, at the moment I leave home, I get into town, I don't have a little time to even rest until I come back home. So, in any case, I can't help my wife in any direction, in any way. What I used to help her, that I made sure I provided everything she would need to take care of everything at home. That is my own.
Okay, is your wife working?
So, at the time I'm trying to get married, we go to counseling. And my pastor said, the former pastor at the church, and he's told me that one of the things make him succeed in marriage, even working as a man, is that her wife, she's working at home. You understand? She doesn't work in office or go to market or whatever. The work for the woman is in the house. That is what make him succeed in marriage. It will help her also to take care of the children very well. But here is the case, the two of us, we are working in the office. We leave home like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. We came back from work like 8 o'clock, 9. And sometimes as a woman, the way God created things or shared things for men and a woman, automatically some of the work, you woman, no matter how you are tired, you, the woman, have to do it. But when we address it like that, the work, as soon as we leave here, somebody will just her husband that today I went to church, the doctor said, oh, we should help our wife, therefore there's something that she has to do. She will leave it with the husband. So for me, when it comes critical, we are addressing this issue. Say it, but we should address it well so that everybody will have share and know what you should do to help the relationship, and we keep on moving. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution. The men are very happy. You see, when it comes to these things, there is no one size fits all. It depends on how the peculiarity of your relationship. So if, for example, both you and your wife are very busy people, you work outside the home, the house chores still need to be done. And so you two have to sit down and decide, okay, we are paying a housekeeper. This is how much we are paying here to keep the home. And pay the person. It doesn't have to be your wife. It doesn't have to be you. The only thing in marriage that only the woman can provide for her husband, the only thing is sex. Today is a Sunday. If both of you are career people and you are tired the whole week, it's after church, you can go to any of the restaurants you like and go and eat. When you go home, nobody is washing dishes. No obia and kind wash it. When you get home, everybody is satisfied. Then you go and sleep. So there are ways around it. It doesn't have to be your wife. And it is good when you have a woman who is a stay-home mom. But there are also advantages of being married to a career woman. There's none that is better than the other. It depends on the two of you and what you bring to the table. So if you are fortunate to have a stay-at-home mom and she does everything, that is fine. But if you have a career woman, she also has a career. Mind you, that one also has its advantages. And how there are advantages and disadvantages to everything. But whatever situation you find yourself in, sit down as a couple and look at the challenges that you have and work out a solution together. And one thing for the women, this one, I'll speak for the men. Some of us women in Ghana, we say something like, "Okada and konima momi abwe, ukoba angmehi." Your husband is a nice man, so when he finishes eating, he likes to wash his plate. Then sometimes when he comes and there are other utensils, then he wash it for you. The day he doesn't do it, is like, why? The man is helping you, then the day he doesn't do it, you make it sound like it is his job. We live in Africa. In our culture, there are some roles that have been designated for women. We've gone to school and all that, and education has changed a lot of things, but we are still Africans. And so when your husband helps you, see it as a privilege and thank him. And you know the thing about men, the more you give them, it's like I can't call telebulu jachue no palio le sabla. So when they are doing it for you, then you are making them happy. You are giving them. If you don't thank him for what he's doing, he will stop it. So thank him. Thank you, Emmanuel. I hope we are okay.
Yeah. And there is one thing I just wanted to share with all of us here, so that in our relationship we can use it to, keep our relationship going on. I realized that as I'm standing, I have 6 children. And the firstborn, second one, I realized that my wife was having this stretch we are talking about. And we planned that we wanted to ask her mother from Kranza to give us somebody who can be helping us in the house. So they have gotten somebody and the person is about to come, but from different town. So the person is about to come, and God so being good on our side, they let us know that, excuse me to say, they say, Akwanoye Beifo. And quick one, the mother have to stop everything. It's all about the stress that my wife was having. We need somebody to be helping. So the two of us, we decided that if that will be the case, I know we have 2 children or getting more children. So let's train our children. The first one, how to cook banku, because we love a banku.
And
exactly. So we decided, let's stop everything. Whoever is coming to, we can help each other. So we started training them how to cook, how to do the 5 o'clock as a children before you go to school. This is how you're supposed to do before going to school. You can't go to school without doing any work. So we started doing like that. Right now, I will be sleeping them, my firstborn. All of them, they know how to do also. Right now, this one have to supposed to clean my car. This one have to sweep here. This one have to. So all of them, they know how to do. Right now, the stretch of my wife, it has reduced automatically. So,
very well. And well done.
You understand? So if the children are there and you ask me, paying electricity bill, buying so many things, you ask me to go and employ somebody to come and help you. Each of the children, they are there. Edward is there, can clean my car, can do this, and I go and employ. What am I going to do? That money, I can keep it doing different things. So we should notice all these things in our relationship so that we do it better and better so that our children too. Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sometimes you have children who are old enough to do certain things, but there are times when you really have a young family and you really need help, especially if it's a career woman. So like I said, there's no one solution that fits all. It depends on the kind of family you have, the ages of your children, the kind of work you do, and things are really dependent on the dynamics in your family. Any more questions? The men are asking questions. So, hey, what's happening?
God bless you.
Women?
I'm here. My name is Hera.
Hello.
And my question is in two folds. The first one is, you were talking about lubricants. And actually, well, I'm on social media, and there are a lot of concoctions people are selling for women to take that would naturally lubricate them. Can you talk about the side effects of some of these things? Because I know you mentioned a particular one. And the second question is, how does a woman tell her man that he is not satisfying her? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I love your question. So when it comes to the real estate down there, a lot of women are using all kinds of things, not so much for lubrication, but hot shit, the place to be firm and tight. And so there are all kinds of products and concoction. Garlic, pepper, all those things are there. But really, God is so wise. The way He created the vagina, you don't need to put anything in the vagina. In fact, when you are bathing, your job is to clean the outside. The inside cleans itself. If you want your vagina to be tight, what we recommend is Kegel's exercise. You see, so when you are out in town and you feel like urinating and you've not found a bathroom, there's a way you hold the thing. That clenching of your down there that you do, that is Kegel's. So even now that you are sitting down in church, you can be doing it. You clench your pelvic floor muscles for a few minutes, then you release it. You clench and release. The more you do it, the firmer your vagina becomes. And that is all you don't need to put garlic or ginger or anything there. And once you are practicing good hygiene, the smell down there should be okay. If the smell in your vagina is not okay, then maybe there's an infection. See your doctor. The vagina, it doesn't smell like nothing, okay? It has a smell. It has a slightly onion smell. So the men, it doesn't smell like nothing. Every vagina has a smell. But when you can feel that the smell is different, then it means that you need to see your doctor. There may be a problem that needs to be addressed. And the women, one of the key things that affects the smell down there is your food and your hydration. The things you are eating, how much water you are drinking. So the fruits and vegetables you are eating is not just for everything else, but also for your vaginal health. And one of the fruits that helps to make your vagina very good is pineapple. So today, my dansuman here, Sakaman, all the pineapple in this town should finish today. When you close, go and buy pineapple. And make sure that all the time you are eating pineapple, you are doing your Kegel's exercises, you are drinking a lot of water. And when you are in a good state of health, when your man touches you, automatically the juices will flow. Unless there is something in your marriage or relationship that is not working well. But if it is a healthy relationship, when your husband touches you, you will respond. And the men, if you don't know where to touch, at least grab the clitoris and the breast. The breast was not made for the children, It was not made for the children, it is for the men as well. If you can't get your wife to orgasm, focus on her breast and her clitoris and learn all the different, it's a matter for another day, but learn all the ways to stimulate her clitoris to give her the orgasm that she needs. And for the women who you feel like your husband is not satisfying you enough, first of all, you need to read and find out the different ways that you can be satisfied as a woman. Then after you have read, you can teach your man. Tell him where to touch you. Even if you haven't tried it before, ask him to touch it and see how it will become. And when he touches you and your tester responds, let him know that your tester has responded. Some of you, when the thing is sweeting, you cry, you don't say it. How does he know what is good for you? Adeɛ ya oda ma okunu ho sɛ bra ɛyɛ me de san bo ho biom. Teach him, guide his hand, show him what to do for you. And some of the men, when the women tell you what they like, do it for them. The whole idea of love making is not what it is what to make your partner happy. So when they tell you what to make them happy, do it for them. The same with the woman. When your man tells you what he likes, do it for him. In the sanctity of the marital bed, there is no off limit. There's no part of your body that is off limit to your husband. Some of you are going to have sex, watch a chill tea. You don't want your husband to touch your head. Do you know how much feelings is in some people's hair? Do you know what you are denying yourself? And after you have learned the different ways that a woman can be pleased and you have taught your husband, there are a lot of books that you can give him. Every once in a while, I find a book, I send it to my husband, I send it to the men in my life who are my friends and, brothers, those things. There are books that teach us. There's knowledge out there. If you don't learn, you will not know. And there's knowledge on everything, including how to have good sex. I have a channel on YouTube. I have a sex series. Go and look for it. Rand Vibes or type Rosemond or Say Cranton. Go and listen to it. Where do you need to touch your wife so that she gets that feeling? Learn it. We don't talk about it enough, but we are all doing it, and some of us are not satisfied. Listen, women, if you are having sex and you are not having orgasm, so everywhere you have to find to get that orgasm, you should get some. And research has shown that more than 70% of women are not getting orgasm in their marriages. It is not good. It is not good. We have to change it. The men, help us to change it. Help us to change it. Trust me, you need to get an orgasm on a regular and consistent basis. Just say, orgasm different. So please, any way we can find, let's find it and enjoy sex. It is God's gift to us. Thank you. And it is a very good stress relief. Hey, I was talking about stress. I didn't talk about sex. It is one of the best stress relievers in the world. So find a way to do it and to enjoy it. Go and watch the videos on my sex channel. It will help. Thank you. If I don't stop,
I have a question.
Brother Ishmael will sack me.
Is clitoral atrophy real? I mean, that if you don't have sex as a woman, your clitoris will vanish. Clitoral atrophy. Is it real? Is it true?
It is not true. I don't know if there's any man whose penis has vanished because he wasn't having sex. Apart from the few times when you hear in the news that it doesn't happen. But the clitoris is a very important piece of real estate when it comes to the landscape of sex. So if there's any man here and you have not been touching your wife's clitoris, in fact, and yet we Kameka say you need to be jailed, please. Please, I beg you, if you haven't touched your wife's clitoris before, today, when you go home, change the narrative. You bring testimonies. Me, the only thing I like is money. Bring testimonies. Touch the clitoris. I have a book. I'll send it to my uncle. You should share it for all the men on this platform. It will help. Any more questions? I think we are almost out of time. I've enjoyed my company with you. You have been an amazing audience. Thank you so much. I would love to come again. God bless you.